Whether you're texturing 3D surfaces, designing custom fabric, or print-on-demand items, seamless repeating patterns are essential. Today, I'm showing you how to create them using Midjourney's tile parameter, plus some tips to help you get the most out of it. The easiest part of this process is in fact creating the tile image. Midjourney has a tile parameter, which you can add to your prompt by including --tile. This tells Midjourney to create an image that can tile seamlessly, meaning the edges match up perfectly when placed side by side. It works with any aspect ratio, but I think square images are the easiest to work with. And once you create your image, you can click on it to preview how it looks as a seamless pattern. So that's it, end of video, right? No, I have some more tips for you. First, let's talk dimensions and upscaling. When you create a square tile image using the V7 model, the dimensions are 1024 by 1024 pixels. This might be sufficient for your needs, but if you need a higher resolution, you can use one of Midjourney's upscalers. I recommend using Upscale Subtle, which sticks as close as possible to the original image. The creative upscaler takes more creative liberties, introducing variation, and will change small details. Something really important to consider when upscaling tile images, regardless of whether you're using Midjourney's upscalers or not, is knowing whether the process of upscaling will break the seamless pattern. Any potential changes or artifacts introduced along the edges of the image during upscaling can break that pattern. Midjourney's upscalers do take this into account with tile images and will not break the seamless pattern, but only if you're using models that include or came after v6.1. If you're using v6.0 and older models, upscaling will likely break the seamless pattern, so you'll just want to use the original tile image as is. I mentioned before that clicking your tile image on Midjourney's website is one way to preview a seamless pattern, but it doesn't repeat the tile with very many rows and columns, and you can't download that repeated pattern. So what I like to do is use a free online tool such as this one, which I'll link below. Just upload your tile image, enter how many rows and columns you want. I'll do 3 rows and 4 columns, submit it, then download your result. This can be really helpful for some projects. For example, if you're printing craft paper to use as backgrounds or in scrapbooking, this is a quick automated way to create the pattern layout that you want. And from here, you can resize it and crop it to whatever aspect ratio you need. So what else can you do with these patterns? You can create custom wallpaper, which I'm actually planning to do for a small project in my home soon, and will probably share it over in my Patreon community. You can design your own fabric or create notebook covers. There are a ton of print-on-demand items through platforms like Printify and Gelato, where you can add your patterns to products like phone cases, tote bags, wrapping paper, which would be kind of fun, and more. And if you're working with 3D, these seamless patterns can be applied to surfaces and objects. I'm definitely not a 3D modeling expert, but I was able to spend about 30 minutes in Blender, which is free, and apply one of my Midjourney tile images to some text and simple objects. One thing you may not know is that the tile parameter has been around for a while, and it works with nearly every Midjourney model. So you can try it with Midjourney's first model release, V1, one of the intermediate models like V5, or one of the anime-trained models like Niji6. You can switch to one of these models in your settings or include the model directly in your prompt, which will override your default setting. This is a page from my free parameters guide, which I'll link below. It includes every Midjourney parameter, how to use them, and what models they work with. I always keep it updated anytime new changes happen. And for a crash course in Midjourney's parameters, you can watch this video. There are a few new parameters that have come out since I published that video, and they are all linked in that video's pinned comment. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even joining my Patreon community, where you'll find all of my monthly prompt collections, exclusive videos, and other Midjourney guides. This month's prompt guide contains style creator styles and crafty textures, and I'm currently taking questions for my first Q&A video, which will be sent out to my community members at the end of the month. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.